Cool. Hey, yo, so I'm here with my brothers. My bad, Jay. I'm here with my brothers, j.solo, Illustrate. They're gonna give you a little info on who they are. Let's go. Let's go, Jay.
Yeah, so j.solo from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Born and raised. Uh, been doing hip hop since I was 13. Now at the age of 42, still doing it. Blessed to be a part of War Records, and you know what we got going on. But yeah, no, I've been just really at this point just really focused on family and music, mainly family. But you know, just blessed to be a part of this whole the genre, you know, and be able to collaborate with my brothers. You know what I mean? So
Hey, yo, j.solo, you got a single coming out, right?
yeah, on the 25th, I got a single coming out with Jacob Asa. It's a dope singer. He lives in Georgia now, but yeah, I mean, the song is called "Believe." Um, so yeah, no, I'm excited about that next single coming out the 25th of this month.
Cool, man. So, and then also, I just want to see if you can just give a little bit of what we're doing of our music project that we got going for Man of War.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, we're all coming together, just as a family. You know, what I mean, we're all brothers, coming together just to try to bring some awareness to what's going on with Man of War and try to support his family at this time. So we all, you know, just coming together, doing collabs and just submitting to create something positive and something that you know we can bless the family with. You know.
Fresh, fresh. What's up, Illustrate?
What's up, man? What's up? How you been?
Pretty good, man. Introduce yourself, man. To who? Let's so to those who don't know, this is a homie. Illustrate. He's another MC, part of the War Records fam. He's also part of the. We don't even have a name for this project yet. Actually, Krista, Man of War, Sam's wife is gonna give it a title. So for right now, we're just calling it for Man of War. It's for
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
That
This whole
works.
project is for him. So
yeah,
illustrates on a two or three joints. I know j.solo is another two or three.
yeah.
We also got a cipher track. So, anyways, this is Illustrate. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Illustrate. Originally, did a lot of hip hop and ministry in Denver, Colorado. Bounced between there and Colorado Springs a lot throughout my life. Just working within the Christian hip hop community. Been doing that since the mid '90s. You know, it's amazing to still be doing it after all this time, and just more opportunities have opened up. I'm currently living outside of Memphis, Tennessee, on the Mississippi side. So trying to get a feel for the scene out here, and you know, it's a little bit different. Music's, you know, a lot different than what I'm used to, but you know, we're getting it worked out, and you know, I'm just happy to be a part of this project for Man of War. You know, just to help him, man. You know, he has been a homie. I've known him since the mid '90s as well, so we got a lot of history and just a lot of music we've created over the years, a lot of memories, and you know, I just want to help make this project as great as it can be, not only to inspire and encourage other people, but hopefully, you know, just to raise some funds to help Man of War and his family during this time. And you know, we just keep praying for him and believing for a full recovery.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, man. Hey, yo, so I'm just
Mhm.
looking at my Dropbox right here just to kind of give the people a little, I don't know, a little example of what we got going, man. So we got right now, we got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We got about 10, 11 joints, man. And that's including
Nice.
a cipher track with all of us too. So, yo, first one on here. Again, no names for these songs. We're in creating mode right now. So we got Five Elect, we got Sane and Proclaim from Coram Deo on a track. We got my whole squad, Coram Deo on a track. We got Dirt, Sam Ox from Coram Deo, Proclaim, and myself on a track. Over here from the West Coast, we got Illustrate, Sam Ox, Illogic on another joint. Super dope joint. I just heard that. We got Illustrate, Motion Plus, and Griff on another joint. Again, no songs. This is just all collabs. And we got Illustrate Motion. Sorry, I already said that one. j.solo, Griff, and Surname Israel on another one. We got Caboose, Absent Minded, and RB Free. And I think Griff is also going to jump on this one. We got Motion Plus, got a whole single. And then we got myself, FS Ed, who's a Spanish MC from San Diego, also from TJ, and then Dave A from, I think, from LA, another Spanish MC. They decided these are more of affiliates, but they're also part of War Records. And you know, Man of War, he's a really big fan of like just Spanish MCing. So this dude Dave A reached out. reached out to FSN, and they're like, "Yo, we know he's a big fan of like Spanish MCing, like so they decided to contribute to the project. And then lastly, we got Architect, j.solo, and RB Free on a joint. And then the track that's not here is gonna be the Cypher one. I think that what's his name, the homie, I forgot his name. Come on, remind me, y'all.
Arlo.
Arlo. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Arlo. So that Arlo produced is on another track. So as you guys can see, this is pretty dope. It's pretty exciting. It's pretty well rounded. It's got a lot of, from the East Coast to the West to the mid. So a little bit of everywhere, and I'm excited about it, man. So again, the whole purpose of this project, just to the people watching, because I'm recording this. This is actually a whereby meeting, but I figured, you know what, we got to kind of start letting the people know what's going on behind the scenes. We've been connecting and whatnot, but the people that don't know, like we've been saying, this is Man of War had a stroke. This isn't new news anymore. He's recovering. We just want to give a big thanks to all the people that have been giving money, man, on the GoFundMe, on whatever other way they've been contributing, even just prayer. We just, as just me and the brothers here, as representatives of War Records, man, and brothers in War Records, we just want to extend our thanks. And again, just keep praying for the family, keep praying for Krista. We're seeing if she's going to hop on today. If she doesn't, it's okay. But we did give her an invitation. And again, this is what we're doing. A project is just to raise funds. The plan as of now is just to kind of put this project out through Bandcamp. There's nothing set on stone yet, but the whole purpose is to raise funds. So, yeah.
Yep.
You guys want to add to anything?
Yeah, I think you covered the main stuff.
Yeah.
Word. I talk too much sometimes, but hopefully I hit all the.
No, you're good.
Yeah, you covered it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So what's the news right now, man? As far as just creative and just music wise, man, what's going on with you, j.solo? Other than the single you got coming.
Yeah. I mean, as far as getting on the verses, I should be able to get on those this week coming up now.
Dope.
It's a little hectic this week only because this weekend because it's my son's homecoming. So.
Oh, okay.
Wrapped up in that, but after that, I should be good.
That's cool, man. Hey, tell us about this scene out in Philly, man. Like you're in Harrisburg, right? In Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, I mean Philly, I would say is better, a lot better off musically than what Harrisburg is. Harrisburg doesn't really have like a huge scene musically. It always seems like I've always had to go to like Pittsburgh or Philly or New York, you know what I mean, to like really get be a part of something musically.
That's dope.
But Harrisburg has just always been like just real. It's been very very small amounts of people coming out of here musically.
How far are you from Philly and Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh is 3 hours away.
Okay.
And Philly's about 2 hours away.
Okay, I got you. So
yeah.
Like same kind of like I'm out here in the West Coast, like LA's, about an hour away, hour and a half away, hour away. San Diego's at about 2, 2, 3, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of like closer to Vegas. Actually Vegas is another 3 away, but
okay.
That kind of gives me a little idea. That's dope. Yeah. I've always wanted to visit Pennsylvania, man. So Lord willing, one day, man.
Hey, man, my house is always open to you guys, bro.
For sure, man, for sure. And I know that we've been talking to Absent as far as his project, man, of doing a record release, man, a party at his
that'd be great
in San Diego. So that's kind of like what we're keeping in prayer. I think that'd be really dope for. It'll be next year, obviously. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Be dope to have physical copies too. We do that because I'm sure that way that's just another way to bring funds up. Raise funds for the family. So
right.
No,
for sure.
Something to consider.
For sure, man. Real quick again on a little bit on Pennsylvania, man. So how's your ministry like over there, bro? Do you like ride solo? No pun intended. Or do you like got homies there? How do you affiliate there?
Honestly, it's by myself. My connection to anything musically is always now it's networking. You know what I mean? So like I have friends in Connecticut, friends in New York. My cousin. I have a cousin of mine that's produced pretty much on my whole album.
That's dope.
He lives in Florida. So like for us, it's just always connecting through social media, Telegram, over the phone. That's really all it is for me out here. It really is just doing it all myself. I mean, my wife and stuff like that, my kids,
Mhm.
I actually involved them in filming me, for my reels and
Yep.
stuff like that. That's my team, but
No.
that's all it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope because I think that's really dope because you kind of bring the whole fam to be a part of something
Yeah.
you're doing,
I
right?
mean, even my 7-year-old daughter, she'll hold the speaker box up while I'm, like just recording something. So I get them all involved, bro.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
Yo, so just since we're on here on Whereby, we're expecting more people, but just for now, I figured it'd be kind of cool to kind of get a behind the scenes kind of biography on you guys as artists, as MCs, and so j.solo, I'm gonna hit you next. Illustrate, j.solo.
Okay.
So another thing too, bro, is how do you like? When did you come to hip hop? What is your salvation story look like, man?
So I was born and raised in church. All I ever knew was church. So as far as hip hop goes, my introduction to actually getting involved was through a gospel choir. I had to do as a director in church, a gospel kids choir director,
Okay.
and she approached me and two other kids and was like, I want you to rap. And I'm just like, at 12 years old, I'm just thinking, what? You know what I mean? I loved hip hop. I was raised in the inner city, so for me, I was surrounded by secular music. But when she approached me with the idea, I was just so thrown aback. I'm just like, all right, whatever, I'll take it. But then she added on to that. She goes, God's going to use you in a big way, using hip hop. So the first thing she gave me, bro, was T-Bone. It was Redeem Hoodlum. She said, memorize Lyrical Assassin.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right.
Assassin.
So that's
I remember that.
yeah. So she got me to memorize one verse, and then back then was 3 verses for songs. So like me and the other 2 guys all had a verse.
Yeah.
So that was she got us. That was I had to memorize that everything, bro. Like I had to memorize my verse, and I memorized it like it was for me. And we did it in front of church, and from that point on, she just kept putting us to memorize different verses. Different songs. And from that point, I just started loving it, bro. And then not too many years after, there was a gospel rap group in the church, older guys that I looked up to them, and they were actually writing, they were doing their own writing. And so it was something to look up to. So for me, that was the next step for me. But I didn't know it, actually, there was some of the group artists started dispersing, started leaving church, and it was just still me doing my recorded verses. My verses that I was memorizing.
Yeah.
So they saw as a young kid, they saw something in me because I was able to rap it. I just wasn't at the point of writing my own lyrics. So they took me in. They started teaching me how to, they pretty much just threw me into the water. Hey, listen, you got to write, bro, and we're not writing for you. So I had to learn how to write 16 bars, not even having the concept of what bars were. You know what I mean? I was just like watching them. So like I was studying these guys, learning from them, and then from that point on, just slowly developing. So I was maybe 13 when I joined the group, 14, and then just started developing and getting better with it. Eventually, then went back solo on my own, and started from that point on. Kept doing it solo, and then I actually in 2005, I even started my own independent music label, and started working with other artists at that point. And then maybe around 2012, I kind of just went away from that, and then stepped away from music. Period. So I was actually not doing music for a while, and actually that's when I actually stepped away from the church too. I went through a couple. It was a trying season. I actually went through a divorce. I was going through a lot, bro.
Okay. How old were you around this time?
Around that time, I was we're talking more than 13 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just out there, maybe 9 years, just living a life without Christ, and then I rededicated my life to Christ in maybe 2019. And then got back involved in music, and it was all because my cousin gave me a phone call. My cousin Nowadays in Florida.
Oh,
and
he cousin.
That's and it's true. Like his mom
Okay.
my mom's sister. So we're like, it's not like, oh, that's my cousin. Like that's actually my for real family. So, but he reached out to me, started ministering to me, and just started like just really just working on issues that I had, bro. Like, I had a lot of because of all the past hurts. I mean, even church hurt came up, and there was a lot of things that just started snowball infecting. Just started building up. But through prayer and just constantly just talking, I mean, we talked to this day, we talk every day.
That's dope.
So he's like my accountability partner. I mean, so, but he's just been a big part of my life and a big reason why I got back involved into CHH again. But that's where I'm at today. Yeah, because of his prayers and his dealing with me. So and then thankfully too, my parents are associate pastors too.
Okay.
At the church. They were always on me, when I wasn't in the church, when you're coming back to church, like they were just constantly on me too. So they never gave up on me. So I always had them, pushing me, coming back to, rededicate my life to Christ. So,
Dude, so one of my heroes of the faith is from your state, obviously RC Sproul, man.
oh, dope. Okay.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how much you know about him, but to me, bro, he's just been a
Yeah.
big inspiration, bro. Big inspiration to me, my personal like walk with the Lord, And that's another reason I kind of want to visit Philly, man, just because I know he's from Pittsburgh.
That'd be dope.
I know his ministry was out in Florida. Are you familiar with RC a little bit?
Very little, a little bit, yes, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man, he's a solid theologian. He died in 2017, but he's a solid dude, man. So I know that whole state is just richness, you know what I mean, and theology. But who knows? I'm from the West. Maybe I'm just generalizing, just because I know one.
No, because you mean Philly has they have cross movement. Cross movement was heavy into theology. What is it? Theology. Yeah. So you have even Lampmo was from Philly too.
Right.
So and they're heavy into that too.
Yeah, because I know in Philly, I think Philly's Westminster Theological Seminary is in.
That's right. Yeah.
In Westminster, and I know here in San Diego, man, it's a trip. But in a couple of years, Lord willing, I'm gonna hit seminary, man, and I decided it was gonna be Westminster, San Diego. So again,
okay,
a tribute to Westminster and Philly. You know what I mean? They're not together anymore. They have some I don't know, some distinctions and whatnot in theology, but nonetheless, it's a solid sound seminary, So.
Right.
Well, thank you for that, man. I appreciate that, bro. And then we got this j.solo single drop in one more time.
The 25th of this month, October, it's gonna be a song featuring me and Jay Cabasa, a song called "Believe."
Okay. So October 21st. I mean, my bad. October 21st, right? 25th. My bad.
Yeah.
So
Friday,
Friday, October 25th, y'all. Keep on the lookout. And then I know us at War Records Fam are going to get the heck out of that. And that's the wonderful thing, too, about doing ministry with all you fellas. I don't think I've ever met any of you guys in person, but that's what's real dope. Now we can connect with this digital platform and kind of spread that love, man. Spread the awareness, spread the news. You know what I mean? So Illustrate. Yo, sir, thank you for joining in, bro. We see you.
Hey, what's up, man?
You're next after Illustrate. Yo, so today we're doing a little something different on whereby. I keep calling it whereby. This digital platform here is with the War Records fam, affiliates, and friends. Illustrate. Just tell us a little bit about your personal upbringing, man. Where you from? Just your hip hop journey. How'd you get into hip hop? And then when'd you become believer? How does hip hop play a role in you being a Christian now, your ministry? And where do you foresee your just, anything in the future? Where do you foresee as far as ministry and hip hop?
Okay. I was born in Colorado Springs. I've always been raised in church. My family has always made sure we went somewhere. And I got introduced to hip hop. I think I was 11, 12, something like that. My friend up the street, his brother was the guy that always had the newest artists. So he made me a mixtape. And after that, I was just hooked on the music. It was like LL, Cool Mo D, Grandmaster Flash. Predominantly what was on the tape. So I just played that tape out and, eventually started learning about new artists. And as I got older, I was like, man, I kind of want to do this. So, I started writing, just kind of copying other people's stuff, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then about the time I was finished in high school, I was figuring out a way to like make my own beats, and I created a demo. But about this time too, I also stopped going to church for a while. I was still doing faith-based music, but yeah, the church we were going to, my dad had switched us to a new one, and I didn't like it, and didn't really feel like I was connecting, so I quit going for a time. But it was funny because God had a sense of humor, because my brother used to get high with this guy around the corner all the time, and he gave that guy my demo, and then that guy was connected with a local gangster rap group or a gangster rap label called Cut and Crew Records.
Okay.
And I eventually did my first album with them, but while I was working on that album, there was another Christian artist who was affiliated with them, and he invited me to church, and he lived like an hour away from where I lived. And he was like, "Yeah, just come to church with me, bro. You'll like it." And I'm like, "All right, I had a bad experience, but I'll give it another shot." And get to his house to find out we're driving all the way back across town to a church that's like 15 minutes from where I live. So after that, got put back into church, got things situated, and eventually on the ministry side of things, I started working with preachers in the hood, and I don't know if you guys remember Candle or God's New Creation. Did a lot of events with those guys over the years, and eventually just kept going and met Man of War, and met Dirt from Shadow of the Locust. Eventually joined Shadow of the Locust as a crew member. Like j.solo, like I had a record label I was trying to do at one point called Resurrected Music with my homie Minority. We did that for a couple years, and then the circumstances happened. We kind of had to let that be as well and keep moving. And it's been an interesting faith walk doing hip hop. Just realizing there's still a lot of people that don't understand it. They don't think it has a place in church or in the Christian community. And it's like, well, if you actually listen to the song, like you realize, like, it's the same thing you're saying. We just do it in a different manner. So, I've had a lot of quitting points where I was just like, man, I think I'm done with this. But God has always had a way of just letting me know, like, I'm not done yet. And it's been kind of interesting because it's those times where I'm like, okay, I feel like nobody's listening to my music, or maybe I'm not connecting with people, or even nobody's doing boom bap anymore, because there was a whole season of that where I had artists tell me like, hey, nobody rocks with that, bro. Like, I'm not being mean, but nobody listens to that. It's like, all right, well, God keeps telling me I do. But it's just one of those things. Like, you just gotta seek God and let Him lead you, because He was always like, keep writing, because at those times of the most discouragement is when He gave me the best songs. So I just kept pushing forward with that, and then eventually I got connected with G Life Outreach in Colorado Springs. And those guys do a lot of inner city outreach. They do homeless outreaches. They do youth detention centers. We were doing like big concert events that were growing every summer, and then COVID hit, so we couldn't do the big events anymore. So they were still rebuilding from that. But we did a lot of really amazing homeless outreaches where we literally started with a bump box in the park. And whatever homeless people were there, we just did a concert for them, and we gave them clothes and food. And
that's cool.
Those were my favorite outreaches. Like, beyond doing big events, like those big events are fun, but these homeless outreaches, we called them concert on the curb. Like, those were more meaningful to me, because even though you're dealing with people who are high or drunk, or they're just they're going through life, having a hard time, but you get to just share your heart with them and just share what God's doing. And, and they hang out. They're just happy to have somebody pay attention to them. So those have always been my favorite. And then, working with Shadow of the Locust, I officially joined them about 2015, 2016. So I've been able.
Shout out
to Dirt, Sam Ox, the whole Locust family.
Hey, I'm an adopted child too, right? Of the Locust. Just
oh yeah, absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
So so God is just he's blessed a lot, man. I see the Locust fist.
Illustrate. So what about right now, man? Like, what is as far as ministry now? Like, what you up to now? What kind of what single do you got going? What kind of? I know I know the circumstances with Sam sort of, kind of halted a lot of the, kind of halted, the just the process temporarily.
Yeah,
But like we've all talked about it privately, right? In our other meetings,
yeah,
we're like, you know what? The last thing right now is like is music. It's his well
yeah,
being. Don't get me wrong. I think we've also encouraged each other to continue. Something that Sam would like of us is to continue to keep writing, continue to keep being creative, continue to keep doing what we do, man. To keep sharpening the gift that God has given us. But
yeah.
nonetheless, as far as like the project with War Records, as far as like you, like just on your own, like what have you been up to lately?
It's crazy the opportunities that have opened up. I actually put out 2 albums earlier this year during the summer. Precise from Polished Arrow. He and I put out an 8-track project together, and it's crazy because we just kind of did it for fun. We've known each other forever, and then it was like, hey, let's do a project, see what happens. And for me, this is the most streamed project I've ever had put out there. So people
That's dope.
still like I get my highest plays. Not that I'm getting millions or even like tens of thousands, but it's just cool to see people responding to
Right.
a project I was involved with on that level. And then I put out another album with my homie Salty Beats. Like he and I have been working together for as long as I could remember. I met him through Frosty, and then we'd always talked about doing a full album, and we finally did it. Put it out. I think end of July is when that one came out. And then still got some other stuff upcoming. G Life Outreach has a compilation we're trying to get done and released for this December. So that's going to have, all the G Life fam back in Colorado. And then Precise and I, we got another EP and a remix EP in the works. And then Ilan Brio and I, we're slowly getting some momentum for a project he and I are doing together. So, and this will be our second one that we've done where, he produces and I'm rapping. But with this one, like we're both doing verses. So I'm excited to see how that one works out.
That's super dope, man. Yeah, I heard that the project you and Pro Sice did, bro. Super dope EP, man. I bumped that.
Yeah, and you were a part of that. So thank you, man. Like,
Oh yeah, I
that's
forgot.
one of my favorite songs on that. Yeah, all of us.
Yeah, dude. So that whole project was ill though. Real dope. Beats on there were nasty. So surname
Yeah, that's
Israel.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for joining, man. So I don't know if you
Yeah,
guys
bro.
are familiar with surname Israel, but hold on just a second.
No,
Yo, so
almost nobody is.
So, he's a designer, man. He's a graphic designer. He does a lot of
dope.
stuff for I don't know who, but that's what we're gonna find out right now. So surname Israel, man. Just give us a little intro, bro, of like just your upbringing, your conversion story, just hip hop, graphic design, etc.
Okay. Well, uh, where do I start? Well, always kind of been in and around ministry since I was a kid. Grew up in church all my life. Uh, Started really getting involved in ministry about 4 years old, playing the drums. Then from there, I went to the bass guitar, went to the guitar. So I play all those instruments, sing, rap, all of that. Um, and just kind of basically just growing up in the church. Uh, but it was a family church, but very, I know Jay can relate. I grew up in a very strict Pentecostal Spanish wood benches. You talking about Vigilia services, 4 a.m., no
5
food, no
hours.
nothing. Uh, but
Intermission and then another service.
exactly, exactly, exactly. So I grew up in that all my life. That basically that, and uh, just started. Well, then my dad became a pastor. Started traveling a lot more with them, um, and but all of this happened in Ohio. I was born and raised in the state of Ohio. Actually, I was born in Defiance, where Griff is from.
Cool.
And actually, the crazy thing is uh, me and Griff have known each other since we were little kids, like little kids, like red light, green
Wow.
light. so,
That's dope.
so yeah, so so I know him and his brothers. We grew up together. Uh, their mom and their mom and my dad was like best friends when they was, coming up in the church and all of that. So I've known them for years, years, years. So yeah, just coming up in the church, uh, and then probably around 2000, I want to say 505, formed a group with a friend of mine from high school. We were called Last Call. We would travel quite a bit, do like Illustrate was talking about, like those big outdoor events, outreaches, all that kind of stuff. Did a lot of that, a lot of traveling, ministering out with my parents, different conferences, churches, youth groups, all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, up until recently, I pretty much like retired from ministry, talking like behind the pulpit and the whole thing. I pretty much retired from that. So
Retire, bro. There's no
yeah.
retirement. There's never retirement. Not for us Christians,
So
there isn't.
yeah. And then but like as far as like the hip hop side of it, I was coming up probably around that like cross movement era, John Rubin, the whole Goatee records, all of them,
Yeah.
Urban Disciple, all of that stuff. So I came up around then, and then what's his name started coming out, The Truth and all that. We started branching out with more new artists and all of that. So I came up kind of under that.
You talking like
Like
05,
even
06, 07
yeah,
era?
yeah,
Yep.
and then yeah, with even like with like even in like the '90s too, like
Yep.
just mostly boom bap. So that's mostly what I do. Started making beats. Man, I think the first beat I made was on PlayStation Music Generator. You
Oh,
guys remember that?
yeah.
So yeah, I came up making beats on that. Then until I was able to get a hold of Hip Hop EJ2.
Okay.
So and then I found a way to kind of cheat the system and like play it out like an MPC on the keyboard and all that. So um,
That's cool.
so and then from there, uh, went to what's it called? Fruity Loops, FL Studio, learning how to chop samples, all of that. Um, and so up until now, like I've pretty much done all my own production. Not sure if anybody's had a chance to hear my first single called "In Your Eyes No More," but I know Jay's heard it. I
Yeah.
released that under the Feel Good label. I'm part of them too.
That's
I
dope.
design graphics for them. Uh, design graphics for Jay. Design graphics for I don't know if anybody's heard of All Nations Worship Assembly. Um, Pastor Brandon Christabel Clack. Now they're Reformation Memphis. Do graphics for them. A lot of churches. Um, got clients overseas. Just a lot of different places. Sorry, I feel like I'm rambling.
No, no,
But
I was
No,
just,
you're good,
but
man.
I was just looking.
okay.
Top,
I was
a top tier graphic artist, bro.
Yeah. Oh man, thank you so much, bro. But yeah, just do what I can with the graphics. So
is that it right there?
he listened to it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I produced that track probably back in '09.
Oh yeah, that's a fire one.
So Apple
Okay, I'm
Music,
gonna check that out.
surname Israel. Yeah. I'll peep it out, man. I'll peep it out for sure.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a
So
dope.
that's I produced that track back in '09. Recorded it myself, and then my bro Naladeus mixed and mastered it for me. Did the graphics on that as well.
That's cool. You guys are all
And then
connected,
I
man. I
did
didn't
a
know that. That's, you guys,
yeah, yeah,
that's cool.
yeah,
Wow.
That's dope.
yeah, yeah. So and then from after that, I did a feature for A. Lewis, part of Feel Good as well. And then just most recently, I did so far for War Records. I've done 2 features. They haven't released yet, but there was one track. Man, I can't remember the name of it.
Is it for the
But
Weapons of War?
it's like
So Weapons of War or Weapons
uh,
of War project or
I'm
no?
not too.
Okay.
I'm not too. No, I don't. I'm not too sure, bro. Honestly, I know Sam's on it. I'm pretty sure Illustrated's on it. Ness, I think you're on it.
Oh, okay.
I don't
It's
remember
like
the name of it, but I remember the song.
yeah, it's
Okay.
something. How does the hook go?
I haven't
Something
heard it in
about
years.
Uh,
He said in years.
something. Not enough mics. No, something. Da da
Yeah.
da da da.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, that's you
So
on
I,
there. See, I didn't even
yeah,
know.
I'm the very last. I'm the very last
Okay.
MC to come
Okay.
out on there. So I did that. I featured on that, and then recently this track that Arlo produced that has Jay's on it, me, Griff,
Yep.
Sam's on it, and I forget who else.
Oh, that's
Um,
Cypher. That Cypher's fire too.
uh, what's that? Uh,
Motion Plus.
yes, Motion's on it too. So I featured on that, and started working on a single recently, but then kind of life happens. You
Nah,
got
I
to take
got
care of things, and
Mhm.
so I kind of have that kind of on the back burner, and just kind of get trying to get just trying to wait to get started on this track with Jay and Griff. So I'm
dope, dope.
kind of waiting to
Dope.
hear back from them so I can know what to do.
Well, I'm happy that like just being as a you're an MC too, you're a graphic designer, but MC, I'm happy you got like the MCs around you that are like sharpening that side of the craft. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So that's
yeah,
pretty dope. You know?
yeah. And then too, like just coming back. Jay knows, like this is me coming back after. Man, I don't know man, how many times I've repeated this to so many people, but this is me coming back like to the mic after like 10 plus years. So I
Yeah.
stepped away, got married, and
Mhm.
got to take care of married life, take care of bills and all that
Yeah.
life, all that stuff.
That's all of us, man. That's our
So just coming back, bro.
our first ministry.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
So
mean?
yeah, just coming back, and I was actually like kind of surprised Sam hit me up because like I've I grew up like was coming up listening to him and like uh with syntax and the sackcloth and all that, and
Mhm.
actually riding around with Griff and his brother Mouth Warren and them, and back when he had this black Cavalier, we drive around Defiance listening to Sam and all of them,
Oh, Griffith's brothers,
and then
Mouth Warren.
Wow.
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Wow. I didn't know that either.
He's SI,
yeah,
That's
right?
cool.
SI, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's dope.
So I used to ride around with them, used to go to their shows, EDM, back when there was the EDM squad, Everyday Martyrs, and then Griff became a tonal rat and all of that. So, but anyway, yeah, uh, talking about like coming up listening to Sam and Syntax Records and all of that, and then to have Sam kind of reach out like, "Yo," because he heard that single that you were just playing a little bit ago,
Okay.
and then he's like, "Is that you?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Yo, we should collab or whatever." Really? Okay, you know. So like to have a vet like that come at you like,
What's up,
"Yo,
Absent?
let's collab." I was like, "Okay." So yeah, so here I am.
That's cool.
That's dope. Hey,
Yeah,
it's
bro.
so dope. Like, the stories that I hear all the time of like people meeting Sam and things like that. It's always like it's always similar, man. Like
Yeah,
him acknowledging just the gifting in a person, and it's just reaching out to them and just straight up like, yo, let's just work. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Nothing to think about. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? So that's really dope,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
To me, that's just like the sincerity of who he is. You know what I mean? Of his
yeah,
character, man. That's always been him, bro. Because
yeah.
my homie Reveal, he's out here in the West Coast. He lives here in Apple Valley, where I'm at. He was part of War Records first. This was back in 20, man, bro. I don't know, 2008, 2009, something like that. So then War Records came to their church and did a performance, and that's where I've always been emceeing, so I performed that night, met Man of War that night, and they're just kind of like, oh, you should rock with us, this and that, and I was just kind of like really wanted to go on the independent. You know what I'm saying, really didn't want to rock with nobody, but ever since we've always been connected. But just to cut it short, the same way, bro. You know what I mean? He just recognizes the gifting in a person, bro. He always just
So
asks
you have to go
to join in. So
see the different networks are here.
I don't know what's going on with Absent over
You
here.
have to choose this one.
Yeah, the
Sure, you
restaurant.
have this one.
Hold on, let me turn his mic off real quick. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he'll help
What
back.
kind of food he serve over there? He in that restaurant. I'm like, what kind of food he got?
Dude, that's how it is for him right now, bro.
Yeah,
It's like he tries to. I give him mad respect though, because he just, whenever he gets time, he hops on. Let me get his mic on.
yeah.
Hold on. Has to turn on mic. Okay. If you could turn on your mic app, my bad, I turned it off because Y'all was getting loud over there.
Let me get a plate of ribs or something.
Hey, yo, so real quick, yo, we'll be on here like another 5 or 10 minutes, yo. But this is pretty dope because I just kind of want to give the audience out there, man, people who are familiar with world records, just a little idea behind the people in the ministry, man, which is you guys. I mean, we got more, but this is cool.
Yeah.
I guess on a personal, I'll reach out to the other members and friends and affiliates and kind of do the same thing. But what I wanted to share today, yo, is like this little book right here, man, called "Call to the Ministry" by Edmund P. Clowney, and I just want to share a. I went to Westminster, San Diego, man, and go talk to the professors and whatnot, and they hooked it up. They're like, "Yo, dude, let you know, you got to be sure you're called to this, right?" And something that kind of convicted on something that I read that inspired and convicted me was this, man. And I it says an unfulfilled ministry is an indebtedness to God and to those whom it might serve. And like that cut me, dude. Like sometimes, I mean, we know that as believers, as like Christian creatives, Christian artists, like we have a calling, right? Not just the music part, but through music, we obviously proclaim the gospel. We
Yeah.
do what we enjoy, but also a part of music, as far as being a Christian. I mean, there's a great commission, right? To tell others, to tell the lost about the kingdom, to tell others that, hey, look, Christ came, he died for your sins, right? He can forgive you of your sins, and not only that, he can become your righteousness, right? So the gospel, right?
Right.
And with all that being said, man, like as far as the music now, as MCs in this platform, as far as MCs, again, an unfulfilled ministry is an indebtedness to God and to those whom it might serve. And it's like, you know what? When I read that, I was like, bro, like when I'm not really on point, like writing, like doing what I have to do, right? Just kind of sharpening the craft and recording music. And I mean, not just in the music, but just in every aspect. It's like, bro, it's like, I think we live on this earth, bro, as like believers, as creatives, as artists to fulfill our ministries, to fulfill our callings. And it's like an unfulfilled ministry is an in debt, like, dude, like we're in debt. Like we're in debt to who? Well, to the people that it might serve. First and foremost to God. Second, to the people that it might serve, man. And and I was thinking about men like j.solo. I mentioned RC Sproul from Pennsylvania is big inspiration in my life spiritually, and to other guys even in my church that are examples. And I'm like, dude, you know what? It's like, to me, man, that imitation, like, like Paul said, imitate me like I imitate Christ. Like, it's really dope when you can look at men of God, dudes that are really being examples to the of being responsible in their household, being responsible in their finances, being responsible in just their ministry, and like and to imitate that. Like, to me, that's a really dope thing. And I just want to encourage y'all, man, just in whatever ministry, whatever calling the Lord has for you, just to fulfill that,
Yeah.
to fulfill that. You know what I mean? And I think that I know Absent's a pastor, so he knows all about this, and it's all about just fulfilling it, man. And that's what I was reading this week. And watch, I'll read a little bit more from it. It says, an unfulfilled ministry is an indebtedness to God and to those whom it might serve because of the grace given him as apostle to the Gentiles. Paul regarded himself as a debtor, both to the Greeks and to the barbarians, both to the wise and to the foolish. And that's Romans 14, right? And I was just kind of saying that the Lord gives us gifts. This is kind of more on what the book is saying. The Lord gives us gifts, but even in our churches, man, and wherever we fellowship, like that's the place where these gifts are to be stirred up. And not only that, even to like younger MCs, younger disciples, bro. The younger generation, right? Because I think all of us are above 30, I think, right? And it's like, dude, the younger, I'm talking about, the teenagers right now, the dudes in their 20s, dudes that are like considering ministry, considering being an artist and hip hop. And it's like, us that are older, bro, I think it's our job to carry that torch and to just be examples, and so that, of MCs, of creatives that they can emulate and imitate, and again, to fulfill their ministries. You know what I'm saying? So I think that as artists, again, at this World Records platform, I think it's pretty dope because we also get to inspire the younger, to carry the torch, bro. Because others carried the torch for us and passed it on.
Yeah.
I know Man of War was one of them for me, one of those for many of us. And it's like, and then now it's like kind of introspection within ourselves, looking within ourselves and be like, you know what, Lord, you gave me a calling to fulfill. You gave me a ministry. So therefore, like I want to be a good steward and be responsible and inspire the younger. Inspire the younger. That way, 10, 20, 30 years from now, bro, we got a whole generation of dudes obliterating the mic, not just obliterating the mic, but fulfilling their ministries while being some dope MCs. You know what I mean? So that was just in my heart today. I was just like, you know what, just a little word to encourage the brothers. And that, that's all I had to say about that. If you guys want to chime
Okay,
in,
okay.
go ahead.
No, I appreciate that, bro. That was dope.
You too, man.
Encouraging.
Don't do that. That's why you keep it crooked.
Yo, absent.
Hey,
What up, yo?
What's good, bro?
How are you?
I'm okay. This I'm watching the Padres waste all these
Oh, is,
waste all these pitches. But yeah,
is that the
uh,
Dodgers right now?
this is brutal.
Is it the
I
Dodgers,
can't
yeah,
watch.
right? Dodgers and the Padres, right?
Yeah, we,
1-0.
we're watching Game 5 here
Oh, okay.
with
Nice.
some of our customer friends. Hey, don't you So, did I miss anything at the beginning? Sorry, I came in. It was a
No,
little
you're
busy
good, brother.
earlier.
No, so what we were talking about, we're just kind of doing little bios, like artist bios, introducing who we are. I guess you're on, bro. Tell us a little bit about who you are, Absent. Where'd you grow up? Where'd you grow up? Your little bit of your upbringing,
Oh,
your hip hop journey, and then perhaps even your conversion, and we'll end it after you, bro.
okay. Well, I I became a Christian when I was 16, and what really did it for me was campus ministry, the club, the Christian club on my school, my high school. That's like the kids, that not just the students, but also that were my friends who invited me, but also the teacher there, like they that facilitated it. Like that on campus club is more or less what God used to help me come to Christ. And my parents had just divorced, so my life was like really a mess. I was really spiraling, and that turned me around, and I got really focused on God at a young age, and I started getting back into like listening to hip hop music, writing poems and stuff. And long story short, I actually was going to open mics in LA and San Diego, and going to all these events and shows, and kind of doing some live stuff and contests, but I wasn't really polished at all, and I hadn't recorded anything. And I met Sam in San Diego with Dirt and Red Cloud. They were doing some kind of show, and we met and started hanging out. And he was a few years older than me, so I was like 20 years old. He's probably 28, 27, something like that. And he had come into the Syntax studio and record a song with him, and we did a track together. And then I eventually had a whole album, and we went on tour together in 2004, 2005, something like that. And sorry, just a second. Did it work?
Absent, the businessman, holding it down. Hey, yo, so to those who are watching, this is Absent Minded's restaurant, and he's actually in downtown San Diego. It's a
Oh yeah,
fusion of Indian and Mexican food.
Thank
So
you.
to those who don't know,
Mm.
Absent's wife is
Sorry.
Indian, and she's an amazing cook. And yeah, man,
yo,
did the restaurant. So
yeah. I was wondering like what kind of food they got.
Okay, I just need a signature for that.
We're gonna have to go out there.
Gonna scan it.
dude, it'll be sick, bro. That whole spot has a whole stage.
Yeah,
It's got speakers. It's got the whole thing, bro. Ill.
set up.
Lord willing, man, this upcoming year when we do an album release, we got to pick the date. We got to make some plans, and we got to make this happen.
Better head out there.
Keep it in mind, fellas. That way y'all can come down here to Cali, man. And whatever way, Lord willing, at the time, man, whatever way I can help, I'll be here, man. So whatever way. So all
Okay, sorry about that.
right, there he is.
Yeah, so yeah, I was kind of like Syntax Records adjacent for a few years, and 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 then I settled down out here and became like a youth leader, and then I got married, But we're here in this area all the time. So I've helped Sam. Like I actually helped him start 2 youth ministries here in San Diego. One of them was right over near here on Sweetwater.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. It was like a long time ago. But like for Mexican churches that didn't have a youth group, and he wanted to help them start one. Like I used to always be coming down here recording with him, and then when he started War Records, like I was always just going down there to record. And he was at when we launched the church. Seriously, telling you to go stay in that chair.
Josiah, come on, my boy.
And no, that chair, your chair, in your chair. So, so when we launched our church, he was here. Even though he had moved to Nebraska, I think by then he was here on the opening day. Him and Krista were performing. I would always call him when I needed someone to do a show, like at an event I was doing. I trust him. So yeah, we were like really close, and I was there when they got married.
That's where I met you. That's where I met you. I remember.
Oh yeah, I bet it was. That sounds about right. Yeah, right on. But yeah, so and then he moved to Nebraska, but we like to do road trips, and we've been over there twice. Over the last time we were there was last summer. It's the last time I saw him. And my road trip was threatened. We were going all the way to Virginia. We were going all the way to the East Coast. But on like the second or third day, my car started breaking down, and I thought it was something with the wheel, but it was actually just that my oil didn't tighten it enough. But it jacked up the wheel, and so I rolled in there, and the car wasn't going, and I was ready to like trade it in and just because I didn't want to ruin the road trip. So he spent like half a day helping me go around and find this guy to fix his cars and get it fixed, and we pretty much wasted like half a day going around to different shops, getting another wheel, putting the tire on
One of them days, huh?
Seriously, and that was the last. And then we all had lunch together, all dirty and stuff. Yeah, he was there, and we all had dinner together, and we left the next morning. But that was the last time I saw him. So, this has just been a really crazy experience, and but we have a whole album together, like me and him, like a dual album with 10 tracks. It's pretty much done as far as I know. We got like a whole bunch of stuff that we recorded together, and it's like he always was sitting on like a million beats, and he's got like all these songs that I was like, oh, what album's that gonna be on? And I never heard the songs again, like songs with him and other rappers, and I'm like, what happened to that song you did?
I think he's had like 5 or 6 albums in the vault for a while.
He's about to drop like a box set.
Yeah, for real.
He's on it, like, he's gonna surprise us all with like a box set or something. But all this stuff. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. But anyways, yeah, I'm happy with my career. Like it kind of ran its course, but I still do shows. And I feel like I still have like a solo album that I want to do someday, because it's really fun. I really enjoy it as a hobby.
No, I appreciate that. Absent. So, we're about to wrap this up, but again, I just want to thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for joining in. Just thank you guys for everything, man. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, I turn your mic back on. Surname Israel. It was kind of getting wild, so I turned it down. So again, man, just want to kind of let the public know about what we got in the works. We got a whole album for Man of War, which is untitled as of now. His wife will give it a title. Krista will name this project. The project's going to feature these wonderful dudes, these MCs you guys see on the screen right here. j.solo, surname Israel, Illustrate, Absent, myself. And look at, dude, we got Illustrate in where? Tennessee?
Yeah, well, I'm technically in Mississippi, but I'm on the south end of Memphis.
So
Okay.
originally from Colorado, we got surname Israel in Ohio. We got
No,
j.solo
no, no. Texas.
in Harrisburg. Oh, you're in Texas? Texas?
El Paso.
Oh, okay, but you're from Ohio
From
originally.
Ohio. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we got Texas, we got Mississippi, we got Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, and then we got
Harrisburg.
San Diego, California, and then we got the high desert where I'm from, California, and then we got Griff from Ohio. I mean, we got dudes from all over the country, man. So we got a lot of talent and a lot of dudes that are just gifted on the mic. And I know everybody's giving it their all. Everybody's sharpening them pins and working hard on these songs. Illustrate, I love what you guys been doing, man. I heard the joints,
Appreciate that, man.
dude. Ill. I'm happy, man. So, and I know Architect sent you
Yeah,
the verse, right? j.solo.
yeah, yeah. He killed that too, bro.
Yeah, that's dope. You see,
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
bet
heard
he
it, but
did.
I'm excited to listen to
yeah,
it. Dude, this project is gonna be amazing, man, and I'm just so happy to just be a part of it. And again, just the whole purpose behind it, man, is what kind of gives it is why I'm so passionate. Is
yeah.
for our brother
Hmm.
Sam. And what I'm gonna do right now, yo, just to close out, unless y'all want to have anything to say, but before we do close out, I just wanted to pray for Sam while we're here,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then we'll close out. But just in case, so you guys, anybody got anything to say before we close down?
You
Go
good?
for it, bro.
You guys good? Okay.
Yep.
Go for
Thank
it.
you guys again, man. Once again, and illustrate. I'll have you close it down, bro, and just lift our brother up. Again,
Okay.
this is all being recorded. I'm not trying to do like a premeditated prayer so they can see that we're holy or whatever. But I do want to just have
Mhm.
people to, when they see this, man, that they can pray themselves and that they may be inspired to pray on their own. Again, you
Yeah.
guys, my his information is on my link tree on Instagram, um, and I think a lot of us have put it on our on the links or whatever for his GoFundMe. So you guys can check that out. Anyone watching, you guys can support Man of War in that way. Recovering now in the state of Colorado, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He's just outside of Denver.
Outside of Denver. So they had to transfer him there for long care. That's what we know as of now, and we
Mhm.
know that he's responding as far as head movement, saying yes, no. I haven't heard any updates as far as like any kind of verbal um, improvements, but we know that he is responding in a lot of ways. So God's doing a big work, man, and I'm just so happy about it because, dude, that stroke is no joke, man. And I just
Yeah.
and you know where my heart's at. I'm like, you know what, Lord, may Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven, right? Perfectly. And Lord, my prayers are, man, for Sam is for him to, dude, he's an MC.
Yeah,
I just want
Hmm.
him to be able to just do just one more verse. You know,
yeah.
Yeah.
a lot more verses, but I just want to hear the first verse. You
Right,
know,
right.
and I just
Hmm.
Just
and
come back and rip it up.
The comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, man. That's from my heart. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's the MC, Lord. This is what you've given him. This is his ministry. This is his calling, and it's like, how's he going to fulfill it? Well, he's got a rapping. I mean, he's got a whole lot of stuff in the vault. We know that,
yeah.
but I just want to see him rap again, man. That's what he
Yeah.
really loves. So, anyways, we're gonna do a prayer, bro. We thank you guys for everyone out there just watching. Again, this is a War Records family, friends, affiliates, and if you guys can join us in prayer, that'd be great.
All right. Father God, we just thank you for this time to come together and just to fellowship and just stand in the gap for Sam. Lord, we ask that you just continue to bring him healing. Lord, we pray that you continue to give his family grace and strength during this time, Lord. We pray for Krista and the kids, that you just be with them, that they feel your presence through every day, Lord. And there would never be a moment when they would feel like you're not there, Lord, but that your presence would just be so overwhelming and encouraging.
Yes, Lord.
And Lord, I just pray as Sam's recovering, Lord, and as he's able to do more and more, just pray that you strengthen his mind, you strengthen his body, Lord, and we are just believing for a full recovery, Lord, that regardless of what people typically have to fight through for strokes, Lord, we know that you're greater, we know that you're stronger, and we know that you are the miracle worker, Lord. So we are believing and standing on that for our brother Sam, that you would just restore him to even better than before, Lord. And that you just continue to work so that what he's gone through would be a testimony not only to his family and the people that know and love him, Lord, but to just fans of his music, that they could see how you just do the impossible in people's lives when we stand in the gap for each other and we're just willing to believe you, Lord. And I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
My bad surname Israel. I turned the thing down again just to kind of keep it a little quiet. So we probably got to turn it back on, but there it is.
Yeah, you good. You good, bro.
Cool. Hey, so again, y'all, thank you guys so much, man. I think everybody kind of learned a little bit more on who you guys are. What I'll do is I'll do some snippets of individuals, you know what I mean, and kind of share them and then kind of carry this out, man. Just to kind of
Yeah.
Okay.
some awareness. So
Dope.
cool. Well, God bless y'all, man. You guys have a good
God bless.
rest of your
Bless you,
Friday.
guys.
Love
You
y'all,
too.
man.
Later, fellas.
Again, I wish we could have had more people, but hey, it is what it is. We gotta get going somehow. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all
Have
right.
a good night, guys.
God bless you guys.
All right, fellas.
God
Have a
bless.
good night. Peace.
Later.
All right.